I've got the top 10 must-adds in fantasy basketball coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I'm going to count down the top 10 must-add players ahead of Week 22. If you like this content, then please smash that like button. And a special thanks goes to all of our subscribers who have been watching these videos, as you now account for 27% of all viewers. To the other 73% of viewers that haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so, as it helps me create these videos for you. Also, leave a comment on a player that you think deserves to be on this list. Now let's dive right into number 10. We have Marvin Bagley III, 34% owned. Over his last game back here at 16 minutes, he had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 3, 2 blocks, 57% shooting from the field, and 100% from the line. Bagley's back, and he should be able to command a fair share of minutes going forward. He was effective in limited action against the Raptors on Saturday, but also Richaun Holmes played a factor there. He had a large double-double with 2 blocks in 28 minutes. I would expect the minutes to start to sway in Bagley's favor, probably in the 28 to 30 minute range, which is where he was prior to going down with his lower back strain. Going to number 9, we have Jonathan Isaac, 10% owned, 18 minutes per game over the last 2 weeks, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 2.2 threes, 0.7 steals, 1.5 blocks, 0.3 turnovers, on 66% shooting from the field and 83% from the line. If you were to think of a player that hasn't been able to tap into his immense potential due to serious injury, Isaac would be one of the first to come to mind. He only needs 20 minutes per game to be roster worthy, as he is extremely active when he touches the court. My suggestion here, though, is to wait to pick him up in weekly leagues until Wednesday, as Orlando plays Golden State, the Clippers, and Memphis in the span of 4 nights. Going to number 8, we have Al Horford, 55% owned, 31 minutes per game over the last 2 weeks, 16 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 3.6 threes, 1 steal, 1 block, 1.2 turnovers, and 64% shooting from the field and 100% from the line. There is some caution attached if you decide you want to roster Horford this week. Boston has all but claimed the number 1 seed in the East, so there is likely going to be a rotation of players coming in and out of the lineup to finish off the regular season. This means that you can expect the production to continue, but not necessarily the availability. Horford is a great pickup for Roto in points leagues, but he is a good streaming option on days that he is going to play. Let's go to number 7. We have Keon Ellis, 15% owned. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 27 minutes per game, 7.3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 threes, 2 steals, 1.1 blocks, 0.5 turnovers, on 51% shooting from the field and 50% from the line. With Kevin Huerter expected to miss the rest of the season, Ellis should have a secure role going forward. He will shine as a defensive-minded specialist on a team that doesn't really boast that style of player. He won't be counted on to score too much, but like Huerter, he will be the beneficiary of some open looks courtesy of Sabonis and Fox. Moving on to number 6, we've got Miles McBride, 17% owned. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 30 minutes per game, 12.1 points, 1.7 rebounds, 1.7 assists, 2.3 threes, 0.7 steals, 0.1 blocks, 0.4 turnovers, on 52% shooting from the field and 90% from the line. It seems as though Coach Tibbs has made a decision to make McBride his mule while OG Anunoby is out, to the detriment of Precious Achiuwa. Going off the last 3 games, Deuce has been on the floor in 139 of the team's available 144 minutes, including not coming off the floor at all in the Knicks win against the Nets on Saturday. That makes McBride an easy add for as long as this trend continues. Let's go to number 5. We have Sam Hauser, 16% owned. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 28 minutes per game, 18.5 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 5.5 threes, 1.3 steals, 0.5 blocks, 0.3 turnovers, on 57% shooting from the field. Just like Al Horford, the rule applies to Sam Hauser as well. It's going to take a bit of managing, but it's safe to roster Hauser, especially in Roto or points leagues, but in H-to-H matchups this week as well. We know what to expect from Sam. He shoots from distance almost exclusively, and he's been lights out, including hitting 10 threes in a win against Washington last Sunday. For those looking for threes this week, he's your guy. Moving on to number 4, we have Trace Jackson Davis, 49% owned. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 25 minutes per game, 12.3 points, 7.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 0.2 steals, 1.7 blocks, 0.7 turnovers, on 79% shooting from the field and 50% from the line. Trace has seen at least 20 minutes a night for 8 straight games dating back to March 7th. This should be the norm for the rookie to close out the year. Golden State has not been using the services of either Kevon Looney or Dario Saric of late, leaving TJD as the sole true center on the team behind Draymond Green. Trace is a safe add if you need a traditional big this week. Let's go to number 3. I've got Jalen Suggs, 55% owned, 28 minutes per game over the last 2 weeks, 14.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 2.5 threes, 1.5 steals, 0.5 blocks, 1.3 turnovers, on 50% shooting from the field and 75% from the line. Suggs has been a regular of this list all season long. With the season winding down, it seems as though the guard rotation is set in Orlando, and Suggs should remain in the high 20s for minutes here on out. We can live with that as he does enough on the defensive end to thrive in that role. Like Jonathan Isaac, it's best to wait until Wednesday to pick up Suggs so you can play him for 3 of the following 4 nights. Let's go to number 2. We have Santi Aldama, 44% owned over the last 2 weeks. He's got 34 minutes per game, 15 points, 7.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 2.3 threes, 1.2 steals, 1 block, 1.2 turnovers, on 46% shooting from the field and 67% from the line. Although the Grizzlies only play 3 games next week, Aldama's recent production is just too good to pass up. With so few players healthy on the squad, Santi Claus should be a safe bet for major starters minutes down the stretch. His all-around production should make him an attractive target in all leagues. The Grizzlies play 4 games each of the following 2 weeks after this upcoming one, and that makes Aldama a key piece to own if you're chasing your league's title. And finally, at number 1, we have G.G. Jackson, 50% owned. Over the last 2 weeks, he's got 36 minutes per game, 23.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, 2 assists, 3.6 threes, 0.4 steals, 0.4 blocks, 1.9 turnovers, and 47% shooting from the field and 82% from the line. Sticking with the Grizz, GG has been on an absolute tear. It's hard to criticize the 19-year-old for his recent play, as he has been scoring at a rate that we simply couldn't have expected. He's benefiting from Vince Williams being out of the lineup, and he's been a primary scorer when Desmond Bane has had to sit. And there's no reason to think that he's going to cool down, so ride him while he's hot. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I am going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.